We are ready to go ahead and start writing the body paragraphs of our essay, DBQ, regarding the Great Wall of China, where the costs worth the benefits. I've kind of color-coded this for you here. I'm thinking this might be helpful for some people to kind of visualize how the body paragraphs are built. The body paragraphs have basically three basic parts that are repeated over and over again. And all three body paragraphs are structured the same way. We're going to start with a transition sentence, and the job of the transition sentence is to basically focus the paragraph, and it's not going to state any facts. All it's going to do is tell the reader the name of the bucket or the category or the focus of the paragraph, and that's really all. So what I'd like you to do is to take a look at your DBQ thrash out form. We're going to start with the first bucket. And if you take a look, you've already started writing your transition sentence here. You might have written that because of the high mortality rate, that the building of the wall was not worth the cost. You may have written something different. So whatever your first bucket is, you're going to include the bucket name and the position in this sentence. You're also going to include a transition word or phrase. And I've put a list here of helpful transition words for you. It's the link that you can open, and it's got a few different things loaded into it. But if you scroll down, I've got some transition sets. Please make sure you choose transitions wisely. Only choose transitions that sound like they belong in the sentence, and make sure nothing too awkward. So you'll choose a set of transition words to use, or you can mix and match however you feel. You don't have to use all three in a box. You could use this one and this one and this one. That's fine to mix and match. So we're going to go back to our essay, open up your first draft that you've written here with your background already typed. And we're going to just, at the end of, here, let me take this out so that I'm in the same place you guys are. At the end of your background paragraph, you're going to hit enter, and it should automatically indent for you. If it doesn't, then you can hit tab, but the cursor should be lined up with your original indentation. Your transition sentence, whoops, that's not what I meant to do, is going to include a transition word or phrase. It's going to include your position, whether the costs were or were not worth the benefits, and it is going to include the bucket. So in this case, I said that the first clear benefit of the wall was that it helped contain the Xiongnu barbarians who lived to the north. So it's very obvious here. I'm going to be talking about the benefits of the wall, and this is the paragraph's going to focus on the Xiongnu barbarians, keeping them out. All right, once you have written that sentence, I'm going to let you pause right now and go ahead and write your transition sentence. Remember, you have the parts that you need right here on your DBQ thrash out page. So if you please could get that out, that would be really helpful during this time. Next, we're going to go back to the DBQ thrash out page, and we're going to be looking at our evidence and our arguments that you've written. Remember, for each bit of evidence, we've cited a document, and we've just listed some evidence from that document. No opinions here. The opinions come in the argument category. So go back to the bucket that matches what you were writing about. And notice my bucket does not match my example. Sorry about that. This is a different example. But you're going to basically turn your evidence into a complete sentence. The evidence should not contain an opinion. It should just state evidence from the documents, and then you're going to cite that document. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, so I've written my first sentence here from the evidence bucket or section on the DBQ thrash out page, and I've cited the document. Notice that all this is a fact that I found in document B. Okay, it's no opinion there. Next, we're going to go ahead and provide the analysis, the thinking, the explanation as to how this bit of evidence supports our argument. How does this bit of evidence support and prove that the wall was beneficial because it helped contain the Xiongnu barbarians? So this part of the writing, this next part, is the most important part. This shows that you're becoming a more mature thinker and you're able to explain your thinking coherently in written form. So definitely take your time on the explanation part. It should be several sentences and it should be very clear. So you can see my explanation is a couple of sentences long. So it says, I'll let you read that here, but I've taken a few sentences explaining how this bit of evidence supports the argument. When you've finished writing that sentence, those sentences, that would be just your section 1 here, evidence and then argument. You're going to go on down to the next bit of evidence and argument, and then repeat evidence, argument. So when you're finished, I've showed color-coded here, you've got your transition is the yellow, the red is the evidence, and the green represents the arguments. The green is the explanation, the thinking, the analysis. So when you're all finished, you should have that kind of repeating pattern happening where you've got evidence, cited document, explanation, and then evidence, cited document, explanation. Notice how I've cited the document also. I left after the end of the sentence, I left a space. Oh, and I'm sorry, I made a mistake. The document citation should come outside of the period. It should go like that because the document citation is not part of the sentence. So this is a typo. So you're going to end your sentence with a period and a space, and then you're going to cite the document with no punctuation after it, and then a space, and you've got your next explanation there. I'll give you some time right now to go ahead and work on writing your body paragraph, and it's going to come right off of your thrash out paperwork. You're going to come here, and this will become your first body paragraph, paragraph 2. Next bucket down will be your third paragraph in the essay, your second bucket, and the back side of the page will become your fourth body paragraph, but your third bit of evidence.